Coming up on E, something bold.
Something new. Inside NYPD Blue. All right. Welcome to E's 1 hour look at NYPD Blue. Hi, I'm Nicholas Totoro.
And I'm Gordon Clapp. I'm the good cop, he's the bad cop.
I think you got that backwards, pal.
I don't think so. We're the boys in blue, better known as Metaboy.
And Martinez.
And we're here on a set of NYPD Blue.
This is where all the action takes place.
Yeah, during the next hour, you're going to get a glimpse at rare behind-the-scene footage.
Dig the inside dirt on filming in New York.
Get gun crazy with the girls.
Take a tour of a top cop's trailer.
And meet his flighty friend.
The story you're about to see is true.
The names weren't changed to protect the innocent.
Because we're all guilty, more or less, right?
You're guilty. You're not in uniform. What's the matter with you?
I'm a Yankee fan. Come on, what's the matter with you?
I absolutely think it's the most realistic television show out about police officers. I mean, especially since I've done the job.
Every once in a while, a show emerges that causes an explosion in the land of network television.
We went through so much with this show. I've never gone through the kind of struggles to get a show up on its feet. We had battles with the network, we had battles with the religious right, the advertisers wouldn't buy time on the show. I mean, everybody was scared to death of this thing.
In the 70s, there was All in the Family and Soap, both kicking up dust for using racial remarks and sexually explicit situations.
I remember all the controversy about All in the Family, as well as Soap. And the controversy surrounding NYPD Blue was, if anything, bigger.
Drop the knife, Hey, stay away from me! Hey, get out of the way! All right, James. Drop that knife. Hey, stay away from me!
What Stephen wanted to do initially was he realized that we were getting the heck beat out of us by, you know, cable. And that 10 o'clock hour, that, you know, it would be nice to have something that would be gritty and adult. And if those parameters didn't exist, I don't know if I would have done the show.
We were just trying to tell stories that were a little more realistic, and you need the resource of language and of situation.
Before its very first airing, scores of ABC affiliates decided not to carry NYPD Blue out of fear of audience and sponsor backlash.
Get up! Put your hand on the truck!
As far as the violence issue is concerned, I think Stephen, Bochco, and David Milch really are making a concerted effort for this show not to be a violent show, but only when necessary, and make the violence mean something.
The freedom to be able to be more open in terms of language, in terms of adult content, that I think helps that show be more real. As far as the nudity is concerned on the show, I think it's cool.
He just knows that I play a detective, but he's never seen anything. I let him see the credits where he sees everybody's name. You know, I would never let him watch the whole thing at this age. Couldn't watch it. I mean, you know, there's a reason it's on at 10 o'clock.
The show's found a really great rhythm, and the stories, I mean, I don't know how they keep coming up with these stories.
These stories come directly from the streets via real cops and former NYPD homicide detective and current supervising producer, Bill Clark.
Absolutely, we do it the way it's got to be, and we've changed whole storylines if it wouldn't be real.
It's fiction to us, but then, like, every once in a while, you'll read something about a dead baby or a rape case, and you remember that this is real. Like, he dealt with this, or one of his partners dealt with it, and it kind of puts things in perspective real quick.
It's more than content that's got people talking. Longtime Bochco colleague and original NYPD director Greg Hoblet is responsible for the unique and sometimes dizzying look.
I said, we got to do something very different here. I want to get that thing jiggling around there until people are chunking their lunches.
Folks, that's Steve telling a little joke.
Candidly, I was always less than happy with that camera movement. And because Greg is so gifted, you know, we just sort of agreed to disagree about it. So that really visually became the signature of the show.
Stephen Bochco's reputation for producing innovative shows keeps the audience and actors coming back for more.
I'm working basically a lot of the same people, you know, that worked on LA Law. So that was comfortable in that sense, because I knew the standards were going to be high.
I really had tried to stay away from playing another cop. And I thought, boy, but if I'm going to do it again, I want to do it with you guys because I trust and respect your work.
Respect is given to a team that began during Hill Street Blues' third season of production. Stephen Bochco met Yale professor David Milch, and they became partners in crime.
The best fun is creating a world with Stephen. It's a great thing to be as old as I've gotten and still to be as enthusiastic as about your work.
I think we are the two luckiest guys in television.
Bochco's actors are often catapulted into stardom. As a result of this highly artistic venue, some Blue stars have decided to turn in their badges and walk another beat.
When a show becomes as successful as this one has become, and the people you put in those roles are so good, they get tremendous opportunities to do other things and become real stars. And shame on us if we don't let them go.
Fresh from winning the Golden Globe for his role as Detective John Kelly, David Caruso, in a highly publicized exit, became the first to go. Sharon Lawrence is also making a move.
I am oftentimes more a condiment than a main dish. I'm going now to do a show where I am, you know, the first thing on the menu. Not the appetizer, but the entree.
And other cast members like Sherry Stringfield, Gail O'Grady, and Amy Brenneman have taken their newfound stardom to other projects. So how does a show steeped in controversy with an ever-changing ensemble cast take away an Emmy for outstanding drama? Ask anyone on the force. It's because the stories tap into the human condition.
And I think the show takes such a moral high ground on issues that not only does it ask us to reveal our weaknesses, to show how we avoid difficult circumstances, how our behavior changes whenever we're asked to confront something tough.
It's not flattering the way we portray cops, but that it is real and that it gives people an understanding of what they go through and what they're up against.
Now with all the ABC affiliates back on board, numerous awards and ratings that keep them consistently at the top, these cops have conquered their adversaries and created one of the most exciting hours in television.
Get out of the car! Unlock the door! Put your head in trouble! Get out!
Lesson learned. Don't mess with Jimmy.
Yeah, I call him Mr. Smits.
And when we return, we'll journey from the mean streets of New York and join Mr. Smits as he goes to Washington.
And Mr. Franz as he travels through his trailer.
This is what keeps our show alive, folks.
Bon voyage! E's got your passport to the French Riviera for the 50th anniversary of the Cannes Film Festival. We take you inside the most prestigious film festival in the world. Go on a tantalizing tour of the most provocative parties, must-see movies, and the most sensuous celebrities on the planet. Johnny, Mira, Bruce and Demi, Sly, and so many more. Join host Steve Kometko when E goes to Cannes this Saturday at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, only on E.
The ultimate in movies and entertainment awaits you. It's unlike anything you've ever experienced. And it's only on the 18-inch digital satellite system.
Let's play.
This is U.S. satellite broadcasting. You can see everything from here.
So, you think you gotta go to the gym to keep in shape? You may be getting more of a workout than you know. That's why you need the refreshment of Crystal Light. Our new raspberry tea is icy, crisp, with the taste of sun-ripened raspberries, but only 5 little calories. So, whatever you do to keep in shape, keep doing it. New Crystal Light fruit teas. Treat yourself right.
Reliable, secure, worry-free. Our new cars are not only backed by a warranty package that's one of the most comprehensive in the industry, but by every person who helped make them possible. Is this a new car company? No, it's a whole new Hyundai.
To demonstrate the unique construction of a Simmons Beauty Rest pocketed coil inner spring, we're dropping the ball. On the competition, that is. The leading competitor relies on linked springs, so when your partner moves, the springs move too. But only Simmons has Beauty Rest individual pocketed coil springs to reduce movement and help give you undisturbed sleep. How much less movement will you feel on a Simmons Beauty Rest? See for yourself at a Simmons dealer. Simmons Beauty Rest, the Do Not Disturb mattress.
This portion of E is brought to you by Simmons Beauty Rest, the Do Not Disturb mattress.
Welcome back to Inside NYPD Blue.
Did you know that Jimmy was originally offered the lead role in the pilot of NYPD Blue?
What, are you kidding me? So was I.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I was offered Dennis's role.
I was offered that role, too. Yeah, I'm telling you. Which proves what? Which proves you can run, but you can't hide from NYPD Blue. Know what I mean?
You got that right, pal.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jimmy Smits takes a lot of pride in his ancestry, and the Hispanic Heritage Association certainly takes pride in Jimmy.
Jimmy Smits, I am proud to present to you the 1996 Hispanic Heritage Award for Arts. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jimmy Smits.
The man's talent is overwhelming. He's probably one of the most educated actors we have today. Him and Raul Julia were raised in the classics, and today he carries that torch.
In the 70s in high school and in college, there were dreams that I had, and people were talking about the decade of the Latinos coming. And in the late 80s, I finally pursued in a professional sense my aspirations, and it was the decade of the Latinos is coming, the Hispanics. We are entering the 2000, a new century. Let this be our century with pride.
This particular organization that gives these awards for Hispanic heritage is kind of like a conglomeration of 32 different leading Hispanic organizations around the country. I just feel very humbled by the whole thing.
Although the Heritage Award honors all of Smits' accomplishments, he credits his role on LA Law as the one that broke ground for roles offered to Latinos.
During that time was, you hadn't seen many Latinos in the professional light that were leading characters on a TV series.
I never saw Jimmy Smits before in my life until he walked into my office to read for the role of Victor Cifuentes on LA Law. He was the first guy we saw. He walked out the room, and we all turned to each other and said, that's the guy.
Jimmy was our first choice to play the original role of Kelly. And scheduling and other factors precluded that. Because the David Caruso's departure was such a problematic thing in terms of when it was going to happen, we never got to focus on Jimmy, on Jimmy's character. Simone's character was a character at the beginning which was very much shut down, which was inaccessible, which would allow itself to be known only very slowly.
Dennis Franz may have gotten a new partner, but he couldn't be happier.
Working with Jimmy is really a delight because he is a very caring, sensitive human being, and when you work these long hours with somebody that closely, it really is helpful that you get along and you really like the other people you're working with.
There's a real artistic respect, I think, that we have between us that transfers to what you guys see every week. He's nothing like the character he plays, and I really enjoy his company. And the similarity is, in terms of the work environment, is that these guys are partners, and because they spend a lot of time together is a very kind of bonding experience.
I think an actor's life has an interesting path because when we begin, so often we're playing roles that we don't have any business or any knowledge of what makes these people tick.
What makes Detective Andy Sipowicz tick is the creative and very personal touches supplied by co-creator David Milch.
Knowing David for almost 15 years now, I can tell you that that's a voice that resides inside this guy that I don't think anybody could really duplicate.
Sipowicz had more to do with my dad, really, than with me. But to some extent, I've inherited aspects of my dad's personality and certainly his predilection for substance abuse.
In one of the more poignant episodes, Sipowicz learns of his eldest son's murder and succumbs to his ongoing battle with alcoholism. These shoots were difficult for both actor and creator.
In that kind of traumatic situation, an addict is okay as long as he's got external expectations to satisfy. And I remember working on it. When he fed his fish, I started to cry, and that was the first time, and working on the thing, that I started to cry because I knew that that was the last thing he had to do, and that now he was going to drink.
I think I'll take a walk. When we filmed it, I just thought, boy, there's a lot of people are going to be, I know that they're out there watching the television and telling Sipowicz not to take this drink. It had been a long time since I smoked cigarettes, and for me to inhale the cigarettes as deeply as I was and to take the shots made me really physically ill. And I thought, one more take and I'm out of it, guys.
After a long day of takes, Dennis finds solace in his home away from home.
Well, welcome to my humble abode. Wow, I can't tell you how excited I am to have you here in my trailer, because I don't get a lot of company here. Right here, this is a wedding picture from my wife and I the day of our marriage. And there we were dancing our first dance. So here's Gail O'Grady and Santa Claus. Yes, and here's Dennis as a Hasidic Jew. Yeah, thank you very much. And here's Dennis as Elvis. This is my bird, Hector. Hector has one song that maybe he might whistle. It's the same ridiculous melody that he keeps going on and on. But he doesn't bite. He loves going after fingers, but he doesn't bite them. This is what keeps our show alive, folks. Down here, this is a mini poster of the larger version that I'm very proud of. It's made about $25, and I got a poster that says Hoffman and Franz on it, so that's all I care about. This happens to be me in years ago when that furry stuff on the top of my head, that's hair. That was known as hair. Dennis once had some on the top of his noggin. Okay, well, thanks for coming to my trailer. Say bye, Hector. Yeah, right, you've been talking so much. Goodbye, goodbye.
So now you have an idea about the pecking order on NYPD Blue.
And later in the show, we'll clue you in on cop fiction.
And when we return, you'll get the real dirt on our New York sets.
It's nothing but traffic, bridges, helicopters. What more could you ask for?
Tomorrow on the E! Nightly Special, get ready for the best hour of entertainment on television. It's the catalog that put the world's top beauties a page turn away.
Keep it smooth and work it.
Get a revealing look on and off the runway when we uncover the secret of Victoria's Secret.
I think it's definitely the hottest ticket in town.
So give us an hour and we'll give you much more than entertainment. E's Nightly Special tomorrow at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, only on E!
Painter's Touch multi-purpose paint is so versatile. You can paint almost anything you've got, practically any color you want.
I'm partial to blue myself.
Painter's Touch by Rust-Oleum. So many things, so many colors.
Not everyone can make great barbecue. You gotta have the right tools, the right attitude, the right music. You especially gotta have the right barbecue sauce. Garlic, molasses, onions, spices. KC Masterpiece. Don't be fooling with some dressed up ketchup. Get the real stuff. Then everyone loves you. KC Masterpiece is barbecue.
Don't forget to try new Honey Steakhouse, too.
One of the ways Ryder makes your move easier is by having a 24-hour number so you can call us with any questions that come up along the way.
Does Route 60 run through Phoenix?
Ryder, we're there when you need us.
Go from the high life of the Aspen Comedy Festival to the fast life of comic Sam Kinison. This Sunday beginning at 6 Eastern, only on E!
No need to cry about not getting what you want. You simply need to call Prime Matrix. Prime Matrix, offering AirTouch cellular service, introduces a new option. It's called the prepaid phone, a hassle-free way to use cellular service. It's prepaid, so you don't have to deal with credit checks, applications, contracts, or bills. It's great for emergencies, controlling cellular phone usage, and you won't be denied if you have bad or no credit. Yes, Prime Matrix makes it easy for you. Get the message, offering AirTouch cellular service.
Mattress Mike here from Michael's Furniture, the Valley's largest furniture warehouse. Is that old mattress you're sleeping on keeping you awake at night? Then it's time you got a decent night's sleep on a mattress from Michael's. We have thousands of square feet of name brand furniture and mattresses at the absolute lowest prices. That's because we have less overhead, and that saves you money. Need credit? You've got it. Immediate delivery? No problem. If you want to impress the neighbors, visit the high-priced furniture dealer. But if you want to save money, shop at Michael's Furniture. We promise we won't tell your neighbors, but they shop here too.
Hello. NYPD Blue.
I bet you didn't know that he's the highest paid actor on the show.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
He's feathering his nest as we speak.
Welcome back to E's 1 hour journey into the heart of New York. NYPD Blue, I'm saying. I'm Nicholas Totoro.
And I'm Gordon Clapp. Did you know that our show isn't shot entirely in New York?
But we make it look like it is. You know, we give it the feel, right?
Yeah.
Start me off, go ahead.
We can make it there.
We can make it anywhere.
It's
up to you, New York, New York. Hey, that wasn't bad.
Can I do that on Letterman?
Yeah, you could do that on Letterman. Yeah.
It's always wonderful shooting in New York. New York has the energy and the feel of it that puts a little more adrenaline in the show and gives us another sense of reality that we try to bring to the show.
To create that New York state of mind for NYPD Blue fans, the surroundings have to be as realistic as the stories they tell. So, periodically, cast and crew head east to the Big Apple, where the real crime goes down.
Shooting in New York brings you this. It's like, you know, the problem we have in LA is we're dodging palm trees, we're dodging, you know, convertible Benzes. You just don't get the flavor in New York. You don't get the sense of scope or texture. And you don't get the personalities.
And action! Being here will give us, we get much, you know, we can get depth, we can shoot down avenues, we can see the buildings, you know, you have much more freedom of staging.
It's an energy, I don't think there's a city around like New York.
Shooting amidst this chaotic energy definitely has its challenges.
And it's tough. We had some real rain this week. Basically, in a real deluge, everyone just had to hang out and then try to, like, race and get back on schedule.
Fortunately, it's nice and quiet here in this location. It's nothing but traffic, bridges, helicopters. America the Beautiful. What more could you ask for?
Coming back here, it's sort of like a big Chinese jigsaw puzzle. I mean, we end up shooting exteriors for pieces of up to 5, 6 different shows, and sometimes the scripts haven't even been written for those shows. And David Milch, who's the head writer, has to literally just guess where he's going to be 6 episodes from now.
It takes more than Milch's clairvoyant abilities to make NYPD Blue look as realistic as it does. It also requires the behind-the-scenes squad of scenic artist Billy Puzo.
It's making New York City dirtier than it actually is, and I'm the man who does it. New York grime is never grimy enough, so we always have to add a little bit more onto the police car. So I've got to go up there and I've got to fix up that window to make it look a little older, tie it all in, maybe some drips coming down out of the light posts up there, adding drama to the drama.
In between our breaks, we have to have calamari. It's in the contract. Bochco, Italian.
It's also in the contract that the audience must believe the action takes place amidst the slime and grime of New York City.
Most people think we shoot the entire program in New York. I can't tell you how many times people have come to me and said, you don't shoot in New York? And no, it's like 99% in LA.
Start spreading the news. Only part of that New York feeling is created in the good old Empire State, although most of that atmosphere will later be recreated on the backlot of the 20th Century Fox Studios in Los Angeles.
We'll put on longer lenses, squeeze things, and force what we want you to look at. Don't go off into areas where we can't, where there's no set. I mean, if you pan 10 degrees right sometimes and you're looking at Rupert Murdoch's car.
Hello?
It may be a struggle, but the person whose talents aren't taken for granted is production designer Richard Hankins. He does more than make New York look like New York.
We make LA look like New York. That's my major job, is to take LA and make it really trashy. Well, actually, the set, the back lot set in Fox is from Hello Dolly days, so it's had a lot of years just to deteriorate, which kind of gave us a start. And basically, we just take it and for each show, we change it. Sometimes we'll do 3 different areas of New York on the same street. And luckily, the camera zips around all the time, so you don't really focus in on it, so we can get away with it. And the audience just believes they're right there.
Well, I guess truth is cleaner than fiction, even on the streets of New York.
Yeah.
Right?
Coming up, we'll see some dangerous women who shoot straight from the hip.
Also, later in the show, James McDaniel acts out with some tough
What do you
teens.
do in that situation?
All right, buddy. Let's...
McDaddy.
McDaddy.
A big guy.
The big dude. Right. Take a walk.
Have trouble breathing? A little tense? Well, laughter is the best medicine, and E's giving you a triple dose of comedy. This Sunday, beginning at 6 Eastern, laugh with Hollywood's best comedy star.
I think that's a bad example for the kids.
Then at 7 Eastern, comics live the high life in Laugh Your Ass spinoff. And at 8 Eastern, E shines the spotlight on a comic legend, Sam Kinison, the E True Hollywood Story. So sit down for stand-up comedy this Sunday, beginning at 6 Eastern, only on E.
It is a place you call your own, a place all yours, a place called home.
At the JCPenney White Sale, save on select bed and bath styles that make you feel right at home.
JCPenney, I love your style.
Where do germs live that surround your gums and teeth? Take the plaque scratch test to find out. We won't look. That film is plaque, and this removes it. Remove plaque and germs before you brushed with advanced formula plaques.
Some thoughts on, should I sleep with it or not?
This is a big question.
I mean, how long can you really wear
a tampon?
Overnight?
All night.
The whole night?
A group of leading gynecologists agree that you can wear a tampon overnight for up to 8 hours.
This is good news.
And nothing protects better than a Tampax tampon.
During the day?
Or at night.
They're very smart, those gynecologists. Tampax.
Overnight.
Because it's okay.
Sweet dreams.
Good night.
Tampax. Women know.
Hey, help me figure this out. Usually the more gizmos you want, the more money you gotta spend. Then there's the Chevrolet Cavalier. It gives you a lot of the same gizmos that make expensive cars easy to live with, for about half the price. If you forget to lock your doors, the Cavalier is still protected by a gizmo called the theft deterrent system. If you leave your dome light on, it turns it off. My house doesn't even do that. Get the car that's easy to own, a Cavalier. Genuine Chevrolet. The cars more Americans trust.
Every time you hang clothes to dry, you're putting Downy softness to the test.
So soft, the softness of it. One touch, you'll love it. See how Downy does it.
Mid-priced brands can leave clothes stiffer. Only Downy gives the most fluffy softness, and Downy's freshness.
So soft on your skin. Come on in. So soft, you'll love it. Only Downy does it. Come on in to Downy.
Hi, I'm Tisha Campbell, and you're watching E! Entertainment Television. Right now.
Welcome back to Inside NYPD Blue.
All right, welcome to the Pokey. An hour-long look at cop culture, what the men are mean.
But the females are fatal.
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 Fatal. What's the matter with you?
I always get all these like female detectives that come up to me and say, oh, that scene you shot was just like I did that before. They'll tell me like things that are really hit close to home for them.
Tough talk isn't always enough to protect the women on the force who do their best to protect us.
Sometimes you're afraid, but it's pretty powerful when you have, you know, 38 at somebody's neck.
Part of Kim Delaney's training as the solo female detective on the NYPD Blue Squad was a shooting lesson from an ex-cop with a heart of gold.
Get that gun out, punch it out in front of you, okay? And when your elbows are locked and stuff like that, it keeps it straight out there. And then you just squeeze that trigger.
I like doing this only for my own information so that when I go back and I do the show that I don't, you know, so I know what I'm doing and I feel comfortable doing it so I won't have to take that time on the set because you never have enough time on a set.
You know, you're going to naturally hug the building or hug the hallway, you know, because you want to make yourself the smallest target. She's a female in the squad. Right now, she's the only female detective in the squad, and I think that that's just a hard situation for any female to be put into, for any woman to be the only woman surrounded by men all the time. You know, that was basically my life in the police department because there were not that many women there.
Karen started out as a female detective when there weren't many around, so I guess at that time that there was that whole thing about having to prove yourself.
Karen proved herself to the rank of lieutenant. In fact, both she and her husband, supervising producer Bill Clark, share their original shield numbers with Diane Russell and Bobby Simone.
Kim has my shield. Yeah, she has my detective shield, which is nice. Wouldn't wish it to be with anybody else, so I'm glad that Kim has it.
Karen's passion for police work was in her blood.
My father was retired as a sergeant. He did 28 years with the police department. I was the youngest of three. I have two older brothers, but I was the only girl, and I guess I was Daddy's little girl, and he was just... I get choked up. The greatest person in the world, so I just wanted to be like him.
Her love for her father and her dedication to the job turned this brave blonde into one of the toughest cops around.
I was a lieutenant in uniform. I mean, I actually did squad work both as a detective and as a sergeant. I was a squad commander, and we would put that... I had Fancy's job. I was in charge of everything, and it was nice being the queen every day, so to speak.
Although Delaney's character has not been crowned in a similar fashion, women like Karen prove that it's possible.
The biggest thing was people always thought that the women were not going to make it on the job because they were smaller and you know, they just didn't have the physical, you know, capabilities. And I absolutely agree with them. You know, that was true. So what I did the first thing when I got out on patrol was I got rid of the nightstick that they gave me, you know, when I was in the academy, and I went out and I bought myself a nice, big, heavy stick because I figured I needed that extra weight if I ever had to use it.
Something else that has helped other women in the force is seeing a bona fide portrayal in the personal as well as professional aspect of the job.
It's good, you know, she has her drinking problem, she has a relationship with Jimmy Smits' character, and they both have a ton of history and baggage that they're bringing to the relationships.
I know in terms of the style of the show that they don't want it to be a kind of mundane relationship that becomes this lovey-dovey thing. She's a wonderful actress, she's very beautiful, you know, but at the same time she can be one of the guys with no problem, and that's a good asset to have when you're in this kind of like boys club detective thing. Everybody's carrying guns and stuff. You know.
They also keep it authentic. You know, I'm never in skirts unless I am in undercover or something, because they don't run around. I mean, when I talk to other cops here, the women don't run around in skirts. You have to be able to run, you got to be able to go and do, and you're not running around in heels and skirts.
Getting down and dirty may be part of today's duties for Detective Diane Russell, but the lieutenant is looking towards the long-reaching possibilities for the TV Women in Blue.
Now all we have to do is get you into the scene where you shoot somebody. I don't know, maybe she'll take Banshee's job. Maybe we'll see her as a squad commander someday.
Never underestimate the power of a woman packing.
Later in the show, we'll see the racy side of Sharon Lawrence.
But first, James McDaniel talks tough to troubled teens when we return.
This Memorial Day, travel to exotic locations. Milan, South Beach, South Africa. Spend hours on sexy sun-drenched beaches. Saint-Tropez, the Great Barrier Reef, Cannes. And take a ride on the wild side to the coolest clubs and the most thrilling theme parks around. Kick off your summer vacation by visiting all the hottest spots. Monday from 10 in the morning till 10 at night. E's taking you around the world in a day. So sit back, relax, and enjoy your summer vacation only on E.
Honey, you know, I have to work, and I can be pretty hard to find sometimes. So look, I got us this. Go ahead. Oh, you leave a message.
Hi. I love you, Mom. And I'm home.
You need me, you page me. See?
Cool. So I can just page to say hi?
Motorola.
Yeah.
What you never thought possible.
Provocative, intelligent, exciting. Hunter Douglas, the leader in window fashions. Radiant, innovative, extraordinary. Hunter Douglas is all these. It alone can dramatically change the feeling of a room and its inhabitants. Call 1-800-HUNTER-D for a free brochure that will show you how Hunter Douglas can change the way you see your world. Hunter Douglas, changing the world, one window at a time.
It's a trip to paradise, and this man has lost his vacation money. And so has he. This man was carrying cash. But he insisted on American Express traveler's checks. So while he had no one to turn to, this man called American Express as he tried calling home. With just one phone call, American Express can refund your lost or stolen traveler's checks just about any time, any place. Don't take chances. Take American Express traveler's checks, the smart way to do more.
Face it, we're a nation of feel-gooders and have-funners. We'll pursue happiness just about any way we can. And that's cool with us, you know, whatever makes you feel good. So drink up, friends. We're here for you. After all, that's why we put the fruit in Fruitopia, to make you feel good. So, keep doing what it is that you do, and we'll keep doing what we do. Feel good. Drinking Fruitopia.
You're watching...
I'm Mary Steenburgen from Inc., and you're watching E.
You're watching E. No, wait.
Hey, I'm Nicholas Turturro.
Hey, and I'm Gordon Clapp.
And welcome back to E's Gritty Glimpse inside NYPD Blue.
Later on, we're going to hang with some real cops for a few reality bites.
That's right, but first, let's join James McDaniel as he teaches teenagers that all the world's a stage.
And he shows them how they can be players.
Do you believe that if you make up your mind right now, you could do anything that you set your mind to?
James McDaniel, who plays the strong and compassionate Lieutenant Arthur Fancy, has often been the point person for the NYPD Blue cutting-edge episodes that deal with the race car.
I spearhead, I guess, a lot of, you know, the racial exploration that we have on the show for obvious reasons. I like tackling that. It's great because, you know, we as, you know, black people in America, you know, we think about race a lot. You know, white people think about race a lot. So it's something that really can kind of hit America in the gut.
James' own life provides him with some frustrating experiences to bring to his on-screen character.
I get stopped by cops a lot here in L.A. I really do. You know, just driving around. You know, I got a couple of cars, and they like to stop me.
I know that it's a different experience for black male than it is for white male in his relationship to the cop. It just is.
James channels that frustration into positive avenues. Hooking up with real-life detective Frank DiPaolo, who runs a theater group, McDaniel delves into one of his greatest off-screen passions, helping kids.
6 or 7 months, you ain't seen your homie, and he rolls up on you in Mickey D's. That's the scene I want to see. I love kids. I like to get down and roll in the mud with them, kind of, so to speak, you know, talk their language. Makes you feel good.
I started this program 5 years ago because we as a police officer, I get real tired of picking kids up after they've been shot on the street or putting them in jail. I figured there's got to be a better way.
Education was valued in my home, you know, but, you know, that's just like the luck of the draw. it might not have been valued if I had been born, you know, to another family or something. So I'm very thankful of that, and I like to try and give something back to maybe people that don't have that type of support group naturally.
Yeah.
He called you a punk. You laughed about that when somebody called you a punk, man?
Yeah. Why you gotta leave me hanging, fool?
I don't know, man. It just happened so fast.
What do you do about that, man? He's supposed to be your homie, and he's like, oh, man, forget about you.
You're a punk, that's what you are. You ain't no friends.
Would that make the situation any better?
I'll say, you're a punk and walk away.
Yeah, that's a good option.
What I would really do?
There's no right, there's no wrong, there's no good answer, there's no bad answer. I just want to talk to you. What do you do?
Doing the right thing isn't always easy, but with a show that captures the raw grit of the streets, these kids can have an outlet for some authentic dialogue.
Next question.
Do you think that the policemen that you see on the show are like the ones that you see on the street?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That what? Is that good or is that bad?
In what way?
It's bad. Ah, so you don't like cops, huh? Not really.
This TV cop understands the strained relationships these kids have with his real-life counterparts.
I have a very, very healthy suspicion of cops, but I think it's good to have that type of suspicion of cops, especially doing the type of role I am doing, because I try to be a little bit more responsible. I take it very seriously. You know, I'm not just there to put the dogma out that, you know, officers are friendly. You know, officers can be a lot of different things, you know, and just as all people, there's good ones and there's bad ones. You, as a citizen, also has a right to be treated fairly and with courtesy. And when someone does roll up on you for no reason, you have a right to ask for the officer's name and his badge number, and you do, as citizens of this country, have the right to file a complaint. When you're a cop, what you're supposed to be trained for is the out of the ordinary. You're supposed to be an observer. So maybe when somebody sees me in a car that costs a lot of money, maybe they see that as being out of the ordinary. Maybe that's the way it's interpreted. But the fact of the matter is, we're in the 90s, and there's a lot of people like me. So maybe people need to start redefining what is ordinary, what is extraordinary, what is normal. Because I'm normal. I'm as normal as they can get. Whatever your individual gift is, do it to the best of your ability. And a gift is something that you love to do.
Boy, Jimmy Mack is sure a tough act to follow.
Yeah. When we come back, we'll go off the beaten path with some real cops.
Who helped make our storylines true blue.
This Saturday on E, they're back. And this time, it's no day at the park. We've got an inside look at the colossal sequel to Jurassic Park. We're behind the scenes of The Lost World. This Saturday on E, she's the plus-size model who proved you don't need to be a waif to make it in the fashion world. Get to know Emmy on Model. This Saturday on E, it catapulted ladies' lingerie into the fashion spotlight. Now, we reveal the secrets of Victoria's Secret. It's all right here this Saturday on E, your place for entertainment television.
To you, it's a day at the beach. To me,
Stand by the right side there.
it's work. Good thing there's copper tone oil-free sunscreen. Won't clog pores and make you break out. Keeps my skin looking beautiful.
You know just how I feel today. You read my every mood somewhere.
At the JCPenney lingerie sale, save on intimate apparel that'll catch anyone's eye.
JCPenney, I love your style. Blackbird, bye-bye.
The Pontiac Firebird waits. 305 horsepower comes to life. Ram air induction turns air into fuel in a rush. Firebird, you're ready to fly.
Go from the high life of the Aspen Comedy Festival to the fast life of comic Sam Kinison. This Sunday beginning at 6 Eastern, only on E!
The authentic taste of Szechuan cooking at Golden China Restaurant. Golden China is known for gourmet Chinese cuisine. Sample our large selection of traditional and unique items daily. Szechuan connoisseurs will be happy to know that Golden China also offers a wide variety of dim sum. For food beautifully prepared and just as wonderful to eat, visit the Valley's best-kept secret, Golden China Restaurant. Dine in or food to go. 6209 Van Nuys Boulevard, across from the Civic Center Post Office in Van Nuys.
Thanks.
You never know when you're going to need some paper towels or a clean squeegee. 76, we get it.
Hey, I'm Gordon Clapp.
Hey, and I'm Nicholas Totoro.
Welcome back to E's hour-long look at NYPD Blue.
You know, when it comes to creating TV realism, nobody does it better than Bochco.
Yeah. Next up, fact meets fiction when active cops chat with acting cops. Like me.
Yeah, and like me, too.
Before the cameras ever started rolling, co-creator David Milch embarked on a search for New York's finest detective.
I was in New York. I called a friend, Michael Daly, who's a columnist for the New York Daily News, and I asked to meet the best cop in New York. Then I called Jimmy Breslin, who's another friend, and I asked to meet the best cop in New York, and they both gave me the same name.
Detective Bill Clark, son of Sam Squad. This is the guy that broke the case.
And so the street-smart cop who was responsible for capturing several of New York's most notorious killers became Milch's prime candidate.
I was a detective most of my career, and I was in homicide for 17 years, so yeah, I figure I got a pretty good background.
Convinced he had found his man, Milch brought Bill on as NYPD Blue's technical advisor.
I was still actually not only living in New York, I was still on the force for the first season, and then I was going back and forth at one point once a week, and it just became too much. So it was either move out or hang it up, so I moved out.
Bill now works a different kind of case. As supervising producer, his foremost function is to maintain NYPD Blue's status as the most authentic show of its kind.
Billy's invaluable. He knows the insides and outs. You know, I'm constantly saying, would a guy do that? Is that too familiar? Is that too, you know, is he being too familiar with a prisoner? Does this, you know, reek of bad TV cop? And he just keeps it honest. And I think that's one of the big reasons why the show gets the attention it does.
The hardest part of my job is no longer the hardest part of my job, and that was getting the confidence to go up to actors and directors and tell them, listen, this is just not working.
He takes a very active role in making sure that we do everything according to procedure, police code, and that it's done correctly, according to his standards.
When we start rehearsing a scene, Jimmy and Dennis will both look over at me and see is it right or not right, you know, because they want to get it right. They want to be a professional-looking detective.
Bill was instrumental. You know, I came on the show late, and the circumstances were such that I really needed prep time. And it was Bill Clark that took me around different divisions in Queens, homicide, and going on cases with him, and meeting all the detectives there. I owe a lot of Bobby Simone to him.
He's just made the show possible. First season, 3/4 of the stories were literally cases he worked.
The clever integration of Bill's real-life experiences have created a hypnotic effect on both audience and cast members.
You forget sometimes when you're shooting that it is real, that they are pulled from real stories.
True Blue, a book co-authored by Milch and Clark, takes a closer look at those real stories.
I get pieces of stories where I did, and we put them together, and or we'll get a fresh idea, which is just short, and then put pieces of things that I've done with it.
Bill comes up with the stories from his friends, a lot of his friends.
He does call me up once in a while to see if I can think of any cases we may have worked together that would be suitable for the show.
I do most of that. That is part of which I enjoy doing because I like to talk to my old friends in the job.
One such friend is Bill's former partner, Detective Chris Dowdell. He and Bill hosted a night on the town in L.A. for Gordon Clapp.
One of my fears when I came out here was that the information that I had done, you know, that I had in the 25 years I was a policeman would change as time went on, and that I would lose a sense of what's going on in the department. And it's nice to have a guy like Chris who worked together with me.
When do you send him back? Because I know, like the scene we did this morning, we did a scene where we're doing a bust in a small bar.
Wait a second, I know we're taping here, but somebody's got to open the windows, man. I hope somebody feels a lot better. Good Lordy.
Bill's wife, Karen, also a former New York detective who made the rank of lieutenant, met up with the boys at the Chart House in Malibu.
We did one of your cases last year, right?
They've done actually a couple of my cases. One of the cases that you did that was mine was the baby, the pregnant girl with the baby that was burned.
A lot of the stories we do, like I'll sit down with Chris and we'll discuss maybe 5, 6 beats, and I just don't know how to solve this case, because in reality, in the real case, we never did solve it. So, you know, we'll talk about, well, Chris will say, well, I solved the case one time through, we found a fingerprint on the parking ticket, which happens to be a case that we're going to do now. And, you know, which gives us the solvability factor that we didn't have before. If they traced the guy through 16 different ways to get a guy down in Georgia, and then they got the information, they went down to Georgia, they sat on the house for 3 days, and then finally they get the guy, you know, where it took them 6 months, I have to do that in 2 days. So I have to figure out a way that basically staying true to the storyline that you can solve it in that time.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how the general public thinks that you solve these things in an hour.
I know, yeah.
But they don't realize the real frustrating work and hard work by a lot of detectives.
I think everybody kind of accepts the fact that that's the way it kind of has to work.
What we do try to show in that hour is all of the steps, the logical steps that took place, and we try to do it, as Gordon said, within a 2-day time period, you know, and I just think people, you know, do get at least a sense of the hard work that cops do.
You do get the crux of the thing right in there, and you do portray it that the show is excellent. And I think every New York City detective and policeman would agree that it's probably the closest show to reality that probably was ever put on television. There is a Sipowicz in every squad. There is a Jimmy Smits in every squad. And there's Gordon in every squad.
We just want to keep improving it and keep making the people as happy as we think we've done in the past. I want the police department to be proud, and I want the people to really enjoy the show. And in the course of doing that, it makes me look good.
You know, our show is so close to reality that we went cruising for donut shops after dinner.
What the hell are you talking about? All right, coming up, get ready to rev it up with Sharon Lawrence.
Yeah. Did you know she's really a drag queen?
Really? We'll see her in action when we return.
Like the swift stroke of the second hand, it's time for another edition of E's Daytime Emmy Awards pre-show, coming to you live from Radio City Music Hall. When we last met, our intrepid reporters were pondering the big event. Can Rosie conquer the Queen of Talk? Will the battle of the soap stars turn dirty? Will the Academy finally succumb to Susan Lucci's winning passion? All will be revealed on E's live Daytime Emmy Awards pre-show, Wednesday at 6 Eastern, only on E.
We're seeing a lot of this type of repetitive use injury.
Next.
We call it taco neck syndrome, TNS. A leading cause seems to be people's obsessive craving for the taste of Taco Bell tacos. So please, eat carefully.
One of the ways Ryder makes your move easier is by having a 24-hour number so you can call us with any questions that come up along the way.
Does Route 60 run through Phoenix?
Ryder, we're there when you need us.
The ultimate in movies and entertainment awaits you. It's unlike anything you've ever experienced. And operates only on the 18-inch digital satellite system.
Let's play.
This is U.S. satellite broadcasting. You can see everything from here.
Once upon a time, there was a car that was elegant, spacious, and refined. In fact, it was protected by a warranty package that was one of the most comprehensive in the land. Introducing the 1997 Sonata. Is this a modern-day fairy tale? No. It's a whole new Hyundai.
Milk, eggs, I'll eat out. Revised by tomorrow. Gee, whole extra day. Men, I remember men. Oh, that's where my black silk blouse is. Motorola, where's my Motorola pager? Hey, it's Lewis, trying to find you while you're out conquering the world. Lunch Wednesday for sure. Lunch Wednesday. Want
a life? Get a Motorola pager so you can stay connected and know. Now, Motorola, what you never thought possible.
Made a 10-year-old fan cry. Talk about a cat fight. Your career is over. It's nice to be in the know.
The Gossip Show, coming up next, only on E!
Welcome back to Inside NYPD Blue on E! Entertainment Television.
What were you doing the night of the 15th?
You see that? He's a tough guy.
Yeah. We don't
Yeah.
get to be tough guys very
That's right,
often.
we don't.
Those other guys do that.
Sick of that. Come
Now,
on.
the time has come for Sharon Lawrence to show us a racy side.
As she reveals her alter ego.
The Road Scholar.
Sharon Lawrence is the first to admit that she's a far cry from Sylvia Costas, her character on NYPD Blue.
I'm not Sylvia. I'm not her age. I'm not her style. I like her, but boy, I'm happy I didn't have to go dressed as her to be happy.
When she's not dressed to kill, she's dressed to thrill for her off-screen passion as a race car driver.
This is much more me than the evening gowns, I gotta tell you.
Sharon got her ticket to ride at a young age, watching her father fly in the fast lane.
My dad used to race when I was a kid, so I grew up around the track. And Toyota invited me last year to be part of their Celebrity Grand Prix, and I did it, and I had a great time.
Though she lost the race, Sharon's drive to succeed keeps her spinning her wheels at the local track.
I'm gonna give those guys some hell out there on that track.
Kidding around at the track, Sharon checks out the competition.
They're the best drivers in town. 5-year-olds.
This may not be the Toyota Grand Prix, but cruising in the slow lane does have advantages.
This is gonna take me up to a ripping 35 miles per hour, that is. 35 miles an hour, it was astounding.
Lesson learned. If at first you don't gain speed, drive again.
Gonna be rougher, tougher, meaner.
And ready to take on her next high-speed challenge.
Next, downhill racing. On the slopes of Matterhorn.
Her career is on the fast track, too, as she prepares to shift gears into a new role on her own series. But Sharon won't be racing to finish her NYPD role anytime soon. Sedate Sylvia will still be cruising with the police pack, but not speeding on the racetrack.
Well, Sylvia would never do this. Sylvia would never come and drive a race car. She's much too sensible.
Sharon makes sense of her father's rules for the road, applying them to her off-road life as well.
My dad gave me some pointers. He said, don't worry about winning, just have a good time, and he's absolutely right. I feel like I've got a full hit of testosterone now. What every girl needs.
I don't know about you, but I feel the need. The need for speed. Thanks for spending the last hour with us. I'm Nicholas Totoro.
And I'm Gordon Clapp for E! Entertainment Television.
Your entertainment news and information authority, 24 hours a day, global. Give us a call.
Yeah, here we go. Want to get something to eat?
Yeah, let's do it. Come on,
let's go.
Some pasta.
Hey, Nicky, I'm going to show these guys around, okay?
Yeah.
See you later. All right, we're going into the locker room here. There's a wall missing. We had to shoot in the hallway yesterday, so we need to get rid of this wall. My locker is over here, next to Dennis's locker, which is next to Nicky's locker.
Yeah, sure.
This is Sipowitz's desk here, Simone's desk, and Russell's desk. Now, the props guys get really upset because people like to do their crossword puzzles and they steal all the writing utensils, so they've taken care of that, you see. This is my brother's wife's grandmother, Inez Stokes, and she and her husband ran the county home and the county jail in Ossipee, New Hampshire for many years.
Coming at you from the E Studios in L.A.
Cows at 11 with Harold Green and Lisa McCree on ABC 7.
Exciting endings on ABC tonight. The 1-hour last Roseanne ever. Then the season finale of Home Improvement